Okay, so this question is looking at comparing coefficients. It says find k if 10x squared minus 9x plus 2 is equal to 5x minus k by 2x minus 1. Okay, so we can see our factor theorem coming into play here because we have an x factor with another factor that includes an x. So we have two factors when in my expanded expression I have an x squared. So to figure out what k is, I need to write both of these in the same form. So I can either factorize the left-hand side so that I have it in brackets, or I can multiply out the right-hand side so that I have this expanded. Okay, so that's how I'm going to figure out what k is. Okay, I need to write both sides in the same form. So I'm going to expand out the right-hand side. So I'm going to do the first by first, first by second, second by first, second by second. Okay, so everything in the first bracket is multiplying everything in the second bracket. So I will get 5x, sorry, I will get 5x by 2x and then 5x by a minus 1. And then the minus k will multiply everything. So that's minus 2kx and a plus k at the end. Okay, so if I want to simplify this, okay, I'm going to factorize out what's in front of the x's. Now, I don't need to do this in this question because we can already see we can compare the constant k at the end with the constant here. But if we didn't spot that, okay, I would group my x terms together. So I have two like terms here. I have a minus 5x and I have a minus 2kx. Okay, so I want just one thing in front of an x. So I would put, let's say, minus 5 plus 2k there, multiplying the x. Okay, so it's a minus 5 by an x and a minus 2k by an x if I wanted to group them together. And then I have my plus k at the end. Okay, so now we can see if we want to compare coefficients, what is in front of the x squared is equal. Okay, then I can say what's in front of the x is equal. Okay, so I could work out k by comparing what's in front of the x with a power of 1 term. Okay, so a minus 9 is equal to a minus 5 plus 2k. Okay, I could find k that way. So 9 is equal to 5 plus 2k. So 4 is 2k. So 2 is equal to k. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is continuing on to look at the constant at the end and letting those also equal. So 2 is equal to k. So this would have been a much quicker way to do it. If you had time at the end though, and you had spotted that the 2 is equal to the k, it would be worth going back and seeing, okay, can I get k using the coefficients from the x's? Okay. Let's do another comparing coefficients question. Okay, so find C and D by comparing coefficients, given that x squared minus 4 is a factor of okay, and then my expression here is x cubed plus cx squared plus dx minus 12. Okay, and we were given some factors. So we were given the factor x squared minus 4. So if you want, you can factorize this out and see that it's two factors there. Okay, so if you want, you can write out that x squared minus 4 factor as two factors. Okay, so we know that that x squared part means that this is actually accounting for two of the factors of the 3 factors I need. Okay, so if you want, you can write it as the x plus 2 and the x minus 2 that x squared minus 4 represents. Or you can simply keep it as the x squared minus 4, but just recognize there that it is 2 factors. Okay, so it's 2 of my 3 factors. The other factor wasn't given to me, so I'm going to say that it's x plus k. Okay, so I don't know my third factor here. So again here, I need to write these in the same form. So I'm going to expand out my right-hand side so that I get x squared by x, so x cubed, and then an x squared by the plus k, so that it's kx squared. Then I have a minus 4 by the x, so minus 4x, and a minus 4 by k, so minus 4k. Okay, so a few things there that we can spot straight away. So in front of the x cubes, we already have our coefficients equal. Okay, it's 1 is equal to 1. In front of the x squareds, we have that c is equal to k, so I can write that down as an equation. Okay, so the c here is equal to the k, so c is equal to k. Okay, if you're not doing it color-coded, then you have to continue down onto the next line to continue this on. Okay, so if you're not continuing downwards, if you're not color coding, you have to continue downwards. Okay, you cannot work across. So I am going to work downwards just to make sure that we are working the correct way. Okay, so in front of the x, so the coefficient of the x is d, and that's equal to the coefficient of the x, which is minus 4. Okay, so there's one of my final answers. D is minus 4. And then lastly, in front of, the constant at the end, let's use this orange colour. Okay, so the constant at the end is equal to the constant at the end. So minus 12 is equal to minus 4k. Okay, why would that help me? Well, I need to know what k is to know what c is. So I'm going to find what k is. To do that, I can divide both sides here by minus 4 to get rid of the minus 4 that was multiplying. And I get that 3 is equal to k. So knowing that, I knew that c was equal to k. So now c is equal to 3. Okay, so there's another final answer for me. C is equal to 3. Let's put a box around it. Okay, so that there is my final answer for what D is and what C is.